Hello, good morning, and welcome to the news at 6. This bulletin is coming to you live from our studios here at Joy 99.7 FM in Accra. It's also live on Love 99.5 FM in Kumasi. Over 30 affiliates across Ghana and on mobile devices via the myjoyonline.com app. Coming up, Defense Ministry defends arrest of 184 suspects in the killing of a 22-year-old soldier at a shaman, saying the operation was sanctioned by the military high command.
Every now and then, soldier is killed. Soldiers mounted operation to find or to bring to book the perpetrators of this heinous crime. And so the operations undertaken this morning was a sanctioned operation.
Details as residents who were allegedly brutalized demand justice.
And they did not even allow me to say anything. They started beating us. Beat us, let us roll on the ground.
Unarmed civilians, what crime have they committed? We don't know.
Also in this package, fate of babies in Ghana continues to hang in the balance as Health Minister fails to give clear timelines on when vaccines will be secured.
We have made all necessary efforts to ensure that despite these challenges, we secure adequate stocks within the next few weeks.
And in business,
Ghana's private sector activity expands for the first time in a year as Purchasing Managers Index increases to 50.2% in February. Details on the Joy Business Report.
Also in this package, MPs expect the economy to be high on President Akufo-Addo's agenda as he delivers the State of the Nation address later today.
We would expect the president to give Ghanaians some sense of hope and assurances.
I expect him to give us reasons why we are not able to procure vaccines.
And later in the bulletin, the creative industry continues to attempt to answer the question on why musicians from Nigeria are doing better than their Ghanaian counterparts on the global scene.
It's not just about talent. Talent is not enough. There's a business side.
So one thing that you are not noticing is how diverse their commercial scene is, right?
I wonder where they enter them. Maybe awards we could drop. Do they feed men?
We hear from some artists and musicians. Thanks for choosing us. This is Joy News, independent, fearless and credible. I'm Bernice Abu-Baidoo Lansah. Thanks for your company. The details now. The Defense Ministry says the military high command sanctioned the controversial operation at a shaman that led to the arrest of 184 suspects in the killing of a soldier. Many of them have been recounting how they were allegedly brutalized by the armed soldiers. A shaman has been topical since the killing of a 22-year-old soldier over the weekend. My colleague Samuel Brace spent a greater part of yesterday interacting with victims. Listen.
Some of these residents have been telling Joy News the troubling experience they had at the hands of these military men. You are here. Tell us what really...
I was just indoor when a lady in my house shouted, "Obin Jimmy." So we came out, tried to find out what is happening. So immediately we came out, gun is being pointed at us, and they asked us to lie down. So in the process of lying down, they start hitting us with wire, wood log and metallics and stuff. From there they march us from the house to the street, to sleep on the street, to roll.
Before I know there's a military man standing there. And when I saw these people were lying on the day, then they said I should come. So the time he knocked the door, he go and hide so that you will not see her. So then they said I should come. So they said, what am I doing here? So I am working here, I'm working with this company. And they did not even allow me to say anything. They started beating us. Beat us, let us roll on the ground from the house. Then they brought us here, 3 of us. Then we came and met one of the guys too. Then they marched us to that side.
Banging the gate, they are first opening it. We said, don't worry, we'll see what we can do. Just before then, he said, they have entered the house. They have gotten into my room. I said, what is happening? He said, then we are hearing the banging. Bah, bah, bah.
You heard some residents of a shaman there, while my colleague Joseph Akablay joins me in studio with a copy of a statement issued by the military. Joseph, tell us about the nature of this particular operation, arrests made so far, and where the suspects have been sent to.
So the statement reads, the Ghana Armed Forces wishes to state categorically that the military operation, which was sanctioned by the military high command, was not to avenge the killing of the soldier, but rather to fish out the perpetrators of the heinous crime. Following the operations at Ashaiman Taifa in Tulaku, the military personnel picked up about 184 suspects aged between 21 and 47 years old, and have since handed over to the military police and subsequently to be sent to the Ghana Police Service for screening and for further action. During the course of the swoop, the personnel seized 29 slabs and 57 mini slabs of suspected India hemp and amnesia, among other forms of narcotics. We can hear from Kofi Amankwame, who is the Deputy Defense Minister.
The soldiers mounted operation to find or to bring to book the perpetrators of this heinous crime. And so the operation is undertaken this morning was a sanctioned operation by the military high command. It's a well-coordinated operation. That basically is what's happening.
You heard Deputy Defense Minister Kofi Amankwame. He spoke on PM Express last night. Away from that story, there appears to be no end in sight to the nationwide shortage of vaccines for babies. This has posed a threat to Ghana's public health. Experts have warned this could increase the vulnerability of children to some diseases. Briefing the media on the shortage of vaccines, the health minister admitted there's been an increase in cases of measles but rejected reports of any deaths. Kwikwajaman Menu, however, failed to state when the crisis will be dealt with.
Ladies and gentlemen, Ghana's Minister of Health has been making efforts to ensure we secure adequate stocks of vaccines despite this global challenge. We have made all necessary efforts to ensure that despite these challenges, we secure adequate stocks within the next few weeks.
Now, that assurance comes weeks after the Ghana Health Service said government will soon take delivery of vaccines. Minority spokesperson on health, Kwabena Mintah Akando, tells Joy News the health committee will not accept further excuses from the minister when he appears before it on Thursday.
We are expecting the minister again to appear before our Parliamentary Select Committee on Health on Thursday to come and give us better and further particulars and assure us. And in fact, I am expecting that by the time he appears before the committee, he should come and tell us that they are taking delivery of vaccines. We won't accept these reasons. They are untenable. Now, the disease is fast spreading.
You heard the minority spokesperson on health, Kwabena Mintah Akando. Let's stay in Parliament a little longer because some MPs say they expect the economy to be the focus of President Akufo-Addo's State of the Nation address later today.
We would expect the president to give Ghanaians some sense of hope and assurances, and also expecting that the IMF would be something that will be approved by the middle of end of March.
A lot of promises have been made in this country. As we speak today, all contractors are not on site. Being road, hospital facilities, any government contractor has abandoned sites. We expect the president to come out and say the reasons. We expect the government to say something about the vaccines which are not available.
You heard some MPs. Well, economist Professor Godfred Bokping wants President Akufo-Addo to be truthful in his address.
So for a good number of people, they just want confirmation. And confirmation would mean that the president will have to be as truthful as possible. So the State of the Nation address must reflect reality.
You heard economist Professor Godfred Bokping. Now, the lack of electricity is affecting healthcare delivery in the West district as medical personnel are sometimes forced to use torchlights for deliveries. That's according to the District Director of Health, Cecilia Kakraba, who says the situation has been aggravated by the lack of clean water. Speaking during an annual health sector performance review at Wichau in the West district, she called for assistance to deal with the situation. Rafiq Salam reports.
The West district, in terms of land size, is the biggest in the Upper West region. The district has a total population of a little over 98,226 communities. It has 58 health facilities that includes 45 functional CHIPS compounds, 9 health centers, 2 private health facilities, and 1 district hospital. West District Director of Health Services, Cecilia Kakaraba, disclosed that the district chalked major successes under the year in review. Key among them is the 0 cases of maternal deaths, reduction in home deliveries, and teenage pregnancies. Beyond the achievements are challenges ranging from lack of electricity at health facilities, inadequate water facilities, and motorbikes for personnel.
Because of the lack of electricity at health facilities, especially where we have midwives, it is difficult to conduct labor in the night.
WA District Director of Health, Cecilia Kakraba, ending that report by Rafiq Salam. And before we go, players in the creative industry here in Ghana are still having conversations, trying to find answers on why Nigerian musicians are thriving on the global scene ahead of their compatriots in Ghana. Listen to Deputy Minister for Tourism, Marco Krikumante, and musicians manifest Enakwabwa.
It's not just about talent. Talent is not enough. There's a business side to this. And those ones I will speak for my brothers in Nigeria. How they even talk to you when they come to your office. You must play ball.
One of our problems here in Ghana. You guys could come together and work on a good song. The other part is thinking, so no, and I say, yo, cry, we are from just to build yourself up.
The number of songs coming out of there every week alone that are banging, and the diversity of artists, right? You have an Ira Star, then you have Thames. You have Asha still prospering. Then you have Asha. Like, come on now. So one thing that you are not noticing is how diverse their commercial scene is, right?
I wonder where they enter them. Maybe I was we could jump.
And that's how we end this edition of Joy News at 6 with me, Bernice Abu-Baidoo Lansah. Really appreciate your company. Before I go, our top story: Defense Ministry defends the arrest of 184 suspects in the killing of a 22-year-old soldier at a shaman. It says the operation was sanctioned by the Military High Command. Do log on to myjoyonline.com for more news. Kindly stay with us. The